Hi, today we will have a look at the electronics from the blood analyzer, and we start with the beginning, the power socket and power filter. So it is a medical grade filter made by Schaffner in Thailand, and you know it is medical grade because you have dual fuse on both phase and neutral lines. So very nice quality device, built-in switch, and there is a security. You cannot remove a fuse holder when you have a plug inserted. Always nice because of this little catch you have in here. And also, as you can see, this part will not remove completely, so you cannot lose it. Quite nice design. Probably a quite expensive part already. So after the filter, of course, you have the transformer. It is an enormous transformer. It is branded by Neon Coden with this. I do not know if it is the name of a city or what. It must be around, it is more than 2. So it must be around 3 or 4 kilos, really big. And you can see maybe here we have a very thick winding for high current. And not sure of how many other windings. We have 5 wires on the secondary. So it may be useful for building a transformer or something like so. And also the primary side is quite thick already, as you can see. And of course there is a thermal cutout inside it. And maybe another one also here on the secondary. Yes. So really nice quality. Anyway, it is not not worth trying to scrap it for the copper because the laminations here are completely glued together and it is not possible to take them apart, I guess. And very nice quality of transformer. Of course, after the transformer we have the power supply board. So I saw a similar power supply board for sale on eBay US for $600. So the transformers connects here. There is here this little coil for noise filtering or something like this. And it is of course a linear power supply. We have very nice Nishikon capacitors. This one is quite big at 22,000 microfarads. We have here at the back some STK series by Sanken, probably hybrid voltage regulator. We have a few clips, 74 series, 74 HD series even, connector to the main board, what seems to be a power switch here, some configuration switches here, and probably the most interesting is this piece. Seems to be a heatsink with a hybrid maybe at the back and a coil inside, and here is the number for you if you can read it. So not sure what it does, but it seems quite a fancy part. This also, this filter. Other side nothing except some heating marks here in the middle. Okay, so now we go to the main piece, which is the motherboard. So we will learn some interesting stuff on the motherboard. So we have a number of these modules. I believe they are the hybrid drivers for the stepper motors. We have 4 of them, and there are other ones elsewhere in the device. So we have a lithium backup battery which is still at 3 volts, so it is still good. There are some switches. We have connectors going everywhere else, so we will go through them. So about first the processor. Someone did notice in the previous video this processory kind of footprint, but it is not populated. The other side has nothing. So I do not know if they had several versions, or maybe one of them did use a processor with pins. But it looks like we have an Hitachi HD 6432655 processor in here. Cross oscillator beside it for it. 19 MHz it seems. Here we must have some memory. Here communication interfaces. This connector goes to the connector panel we add on the back with just 3 plugs. So it must be fittings and insulation stuff. We have a very big EEPROM here. It is dated 2006 and the device itself was made in 2004. I found the date on the back panel, and serial number was 1147 if you want to know. So maybe it is an upgrade. They did upgrade the firmware. It should be nice to decompile this, to read this memory and decompile the firmware. I will keep it probably. Some auxiliary chips all around. And about the connectors, it is fine because they learn us the name of the modules. So we have here the power board connector for the power supply. Connection board is for the little interface for one of the pumps, if I remember correctly. We have the diluter unit. We have a liquid sensor board, which is, can I find it quickly? Yes. Which is this one here with the 2 liquid sensors. We have the interface board, okay. We have sampler unit 2 times here. We have cap pierce unit, which was not populated if I remember correctly. Here also. We have a key on the display board, so the one for the front panel with display. And we have a business and the measure unit 1 and 2 connectors. This chip here seems to be something quite custom or quite special. This number seems quite strange. And here it will be sideways, but you have all the front end for the sensors, probably analog chips here, with a lot of test points by the way. Here in the power supply area, quite a lot of smoothing capacitors, and one of these stepper motor drivers. On the back, just 2 bulge wires in here. And it is all for this motherboard. So I will zoom in for you on every area so you can see what we have maybe. This here nothing. A lot of little similar chips here. 74 HC74. The links here. Last corner. Okay, so next, not the most interesting, but it is here, the printer, and I will take the opportunity to take it apart. There is a little PCB with the 3 keys, and they are using this quite nice diffuse white LEDs. I will probably save them. And this is already a 3-layer PCB, just for this. Spare no expense. But the printer itself is quite crappy. It is built on a stainless steel frame, not bad. We have some shielding around it, but it is a very slow printer, completely useless. Thermal printer, of course. So I am trying to take it apart quickly for you. Okay. So we just have, in fact, these 2 things to undo. It will reveal the PCB. If I can pop out these connectors. There we are. So I was expecting Epson, but not. It is branded Neon Coden, so maybe it is a very custom job. SYY chips on it. And again a multi-layer board. So here we have a quite nice stainless steel frame and the very cheap basic printer engine. I found a screwdriver to remove it. There is also 1 screw keeping it in place. And here it is, probably a box standard thing, nothing special. But this seems to be stainless steel. I am going to check. No, it is not stainless, just regular steel, so it will go to the scrapyard. Okay, this is completely useless. You go to the trash. Here we are. So what next? In fact, the last piece for the electronics will be the front panel. So you were used to see the previous videos, the backside, like so. I did just notice when I did remove it, these 2 little push buttons. So maybe they are for accessing service menu, but we will never know, I guess. Display contrast potentiometer here. There is the display with touchscreen. Here is the ribbon for the touchscreen. It is glued with copper tape. And here behind this small shielding we have the high voltage driver for the backlight. ALPS chips here and more of these LEDs. These are the 4 green LEDs which did light up for the animation when the needle was going down. Buzzer here, the push buttons, quite big caps here. And I believe we have nothing else behind the display. In fact, I do not know. So anyway, it needs to come apart, so let's take it apart. We have 4 screws. I did not undo it previously, so I have no idea. Very nice hardware, by the way, to save from this device. And you did not see yet the very nice mechanical parts. Very Japanese hardware, also, but it is still good. So let's undo quickly the 4 screws and discover what we have. Two of them. One last hidden behind here. So probably we will just have PCB tracks. I guess. It is my best guess, and yes, I am totally right. If I can undo this and this. So as you can see, shielding and nothing. The display itself has a little controller built-in made by ALPS. Very old school, crappy display and probably not so useful. But if it is something quite regular, maybe it is not too difficult to drive, given I have high voltage board for it also. So not sure what I will do with it. For now I will probably put it back together. Okay, so this will be all for the video about electronics. Stay tuned for the most interesting parts, which will be all the pumps, mechanics, and of course the main measurement analysis unit. Thanks for watching, bye bye.